I made this music video with AI. Check it out.
Yeah, she don't know rival. Watch how she move. They never thought I'd make it out the noise. All them long nights still I kept my poise. Then they watch me from the corner of their eye. Now I walk in and the whole room goes quiet. I remember every door where them close, every table where them say I can't approach. But I stayed on my path, I kept my faith. Now the crown they on my head, not my birthright. I'm bored, I can move like I own the night. Every step I take it, they feel so right. They can talk, let them talk, I know they hear. Nothing with them do, go shake me, I'm already here. I'm bored, it don't reach my time to shine. All the pain I carry turn to something fine. Watch me now, watch me now. I say watch me now, I'm on board.
In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how I created that AI music video from start to finish. We'll go through the complete creative pipeline, from generating the music itself to creating consistent characters, turning the music into video, and then lip syncing everything so it matches perfectly. I'll also show you the exact workflow I used, including the Claude skill that powers the entire process. That skill is always available in my Telegram channel, and I'll show you how it connects every stage together. By the end of this tutorial, you'll understand how to create AI music, generate an AI music video from it, maintain character consistency, and build a complete AI-generated video workflow using the same process I use for this project. If you're new here, consider subscribing because I share new AI videos every week. With that said, let's get into it. The first thing you want to do is install the Claude skill. I've already included the link in the description of this video, so use that link and head over to my Telegram channel to access the Claude skill. Once you've downloaded it, open Claude and install the skill directly into your account. To do that, go to the sidebar and click Customize. After that, you'll be taken to a new page. On the right-hand side, click Skills. Once you are inside the Skills section, you see a plus icon. Click that icon, then select Create Skill. After that, choose Upload Skill. Now, simply upload the skill you downloaded from my Telegram channel. Once the upload is complete, your AI music video workflow is ready to go. And that's it for the first step. We've successfully installed the Claude skill and we're ready to start creating our AI music video. After installing the Claude skill, start a new chat. You don't need a complicated prompt here. In my case, I simply typed, I want to create a music video. Because Claude is using the AI music workflow skill we uploaded earlier, it already understands the context of what we're trying to create. It immediately starts guiding us through a series of questions, which is one of the features I built into this workflow. The first question asks for the genre of the song. For this example, I'm choosing Afrobeats. And yes, Afrobeats is what I'll be using throughout this project. The next question asks what mood or energy the video should carry. Here, you can choose whatever fits your vision. For this music video, I'm selecting hype and energetic, since that's the direction I want the project to have. After that, Claude asks where you're starting from. If you already have lyrics, a concept, or an idea, you can provide it here. But if you're starting completely from scratch, just choose the full pipeline from scratch option. Once you've answered those questions, Claude processes everything and moves to the next stage. At this stage, Claude asks who the performer in the video will be. You can choose from several options, including yourself, a fictional character, a real artist, or no performer at all. If you don't want to deal with lip syncing, the no performer option can work really well for AI music videos. In other words, you can focus entirely on visuals and generate abstract scenes without needing a singing character. For this tutorial though, I want to demonstrate the complete workflow, so I'm choosing a fictional character. Next, Claude asks for the song duration. I want a shorter track, so I'm selecting under 3 minutes. After that, it asks whether I already have a theme or story idea. Since I don't, I simply tell Claude to generate a concept for me. It then starts building the foundation of the project. A few moments later, it generates the song title, theme, narrative arc, artist reference, and visual word. Everything looks good, but there are a couple of things I want to change. The character is currently a male figure, and I want a female character instead. I also want to change the title because it feels more like a Yoruba title, and I prefer an English title for this project. So I simply tell Claude what I want changed. This is something I really like about the workflow. You are never locked into the first result. You can revise your ideas at any point before moving forward. After making those changes, Claude regenerates everything. Now the song title becomes Unbothered. The performer is changed to a female character, and the artist reference changes from Burna Boy to Thames meets Ira Star. At this point, everything looks perfect, so we can continue. The next stage is generating the lyrics. Claude asks if I want to proceed, and I simply type continue. Because I selected Afrobeats earlier, it first asks what language I want for the lyrics. I get several options including English only, English plus Pidgin, English plus Yoruba, and a full mix. For this project, I'm selecting English plus Pidgin. Next, it asks about the song structure. Since we're creating an Afrobeats track, I choose Afrobeat standard. Then it asks whether I want the lyrics to be clean or explicit. One thing I specifically included in this workflow is the ability to control that choice because different creators have different needs. For this example, I want the song to be clean, so I select clean. After processing those answers, Claude moves into the actual lyrics generation stage. It starts creating the full lyrics we'll later use for our AI music generation. Within a short time, the complete song is ready. Once the lyrics are finished, I simply tell Claude to continue to Stage 3. Stage 3 focuses on generating the music style sheet. This step is important because it creates the AI music generation prompt we'll use inside our music generator. Basically, it tells the music model exactly what kind of song we're trying to create. After Claude finishes generating the style sheet, we now have everything we need to start creating the audio itself. So let's move on to the music generation stage. Now that everything is ready, the next step is generating the actual AI music we'll use for the video. To do that, I open another tab and head over to Minimax Audio. You can also use platforms like Suno AI, but personally, I tend to prefer Minimax Audio a little more because the vocals and lyric delivery feel more realistic to me. Basically, the way the AI sings the words sounds more natural for this kind of AI music project. But honestly, it still comes down to personal preference. You can use either Suno or Minimax AI depending on the kind of result you want. Inside Minimax Audio, go to the Music tab. The first thing I copy is the music generation prompt from Claude. Then I go back to Minimax Audio and paste it into the style text section. This helps the AI understand the style and direction of the song we're creating. Next, I start copying the lyrics from Claude. One important thing I noticed during testing is that you should leave out the BPM and feel section. If you paste that into the AI music generator, it sometimes treats it as actual lyrics and starts singing it. So I only copy the lyrics themselves. I repeat that process section by section until all the lyrics are pasted into Minimax Audio. You also have the option to upload a song reference, but for this tutorial I'm leaving that empty. After that, I leave the quantity at 2 generations and click Generate. Once generation starts, the AI begins creating the music. After waiting a few moments, both versions are ready and I can start listening to them. For me, I ended up preferring the second version. The first version felt more like Afro pop, while the second one felt much closer to the Afrobeats direction I originally wanted. It had more of that Afrobeats energy and rhythm I was looking for. So I downloaded the second version and saved it to my device. At this point, the AI music generation stage is complete and we can now move into character creation. Back inside Claude, I continue to stage 4, which is the character Bible. Claude now starts generating the full character description, and once everything finishes loading, I go through the details carefully. Everything looks really good, especially the fact that the character has different clothing styles across different environments. That actually matches the style of most music videos, where outfit changes help keep the visuals dynamic. To generate the character itself, I open another tab and head over to OpenArt. Inside OpenArt, click on Images. What we want to create here is a proper character reference sheet that we'll later use throughout the AI music video workflow. I also open the character Bible document generated by Claude. I'll include the link to that document in the description of the video, and it's already available in my Telegram channel as well. From there, I copy the character reference prompt and paste it into OpenArt. For the image model, you can use GPT Image 2 or nano banana. Then I replace the default character description with the physical appearance section from the character Bible. Since I want multiple outfit variations, I also copy the clothing descriptions for different verses of the song. This is very important for character consistency later during video generation. After pasting everything, I set the aspect ratio to 16:9 landscape and generate the image. A few moments later, the first character reference image is ready. Now, I repeat the same process for the second and third outfit changes. This time, instead of generating from scratch, I reference the previous image so the AI keeps the same character identity. Then I simply update the clothing description before generating again. After repeating this process for all the outfits, we now have a consistent character across multiple looks, which is exactly what we need before moving into the visual design stage. Now that the character references are ready, you can close any tabs you no longer need and return to Claude. At this point, I simply type continue and Claude moves into stage 5, which is the visual language design stage. Here, Claude starts designing the overall visual language for the AI music video. One thing I noticed is that it also includes environment references, but the descriptions aren't very detailed. So before moving forward, I ask Claude to generate detailed prompts for each environment. Once I do that, Claude starts creating image prompts for every location used throughout the music video. You can take those prompts directly into OpenArt and generate your environment references. If you want to use the same multi-angle environment reference approach I used, there's an additional grid image section inside the character Bible document. Simply add that ending section to the environment prompt before generating. After generating all the environment references, we're ready to start building the actual AI music video. The next thing we need is our video prompts. So I go back to Claude and click continue again. This moves us into stage 6, which is the shortlist. Claude now begins listing all the shots required for the music video. Once everything is generated and reviewed, I tell it to continue into the video prompt generation stage. Now Claude starts creating the prompts we'll use to generate the final videos. For this project, I'm using Dance 2, although you can also use Kling. Later in the workflow, I'll still be using Kling for lip syncing, so either option can work. After the prompts are generated, I notice something that needs to be addressed. Most image to video and text to video generators typically create videos that are around 15 seconds long. Meanwhile, our AI music track is almost 2 minutes long. Because of that, I ask Claude to create multi-shot generation prompts and also tell me exactly where the audio should be split. Basically, we're dividing the music into smaller sections that match the length limits of video generation. Those sections can then be generated individually and assembled later. I also include the video model I'm using so Claude can tailor the output accordingly. After thinking through everything, Claude generates a revised set of prompts along with timestamps and audio split points. One thing I want you to keep in mind is that the timestamps may not always be perfectly exact. Sometimes there can be a difference of 2 or 3 seconds. That's why I always recommend listening to the audio yourself before making the final cuts. Once we have those timestamps and prompts ready, we can move into the actual AI video generation process. For the video generation stage, I'm using OpenArt again. Inside OpenArt, switch over to the video section. Instead of creating a brand new character, I'll use the character images we already generated as references. This helps speed up the workflow while maintaining consistency. The first thing I do is copy the first video prompt from Claude. I then return to OpenArt and paste the prompt into the video generator. Next, I add my visual references. To do that, I click Add Visual References and upload both the character reference and the environment reference. Make sure you're using the text-to-video workflow with references. Instead of relying on a start frame and end frame, I'm generating directly from text while using the reference images to guide the result. I reference both the character and the environment. Since the character changes outfits throughout the music video, I also specify which character image should be used for each timestamp section. I do the same thing for the environment references. Once everything is in place, the setup is ready for generation. For this project, I'm using a 16:9 landscape format, normal mode, Dance, and 720p resolution. I'm sticking with 720p mainly because I don't want to spend too many credits, especially since Dance can cost a little more. Before generating though, there is one more important step. we need to add the audio. To add the audio, go back to the reference section and click Add Visual References. From there, select audio and upload the music we generated earlier. Once the audio is uploaded, listen to it and trim it to the specific section you're generating. For this first example, I'm using roughly the first 8 to 10 seconds of the song. After confirming the selection, OpenArt processes the audio and makes it available inside the project. Next, I reference the audio directly in the prompt. I tell the model to use the uploaded audio as the song audio, interpret it appropriately, preserve the original song, and use the exact audio for lip sync. With everything configured, I can now generate the video. Again, I'm using a 16:9 aspect ratio and 720p resolution. Once I click generate, OpenArt starts creating the video. After the video is finished, one thing I notice with Sedan's too is that the song delivery sometimes changes slightly. In other words, the way the character appears to sing may not perfectly match the original audio. If you compare different generations, you sometimes notice small differences in how the lyrics are performed. That's exactly why the next step is lip syncing. Before moving on, simply repeat the same video generation process for the remaining sections of the music video. Once all your video segments are ready, we can move into the final stage. Now we proceed to lip syncing because we want the performance to match the music as accurately as possible. Inside OpenArt, go to the video section and scroll down until you find lip sync. Select lip sync, and for the model, I'm using Kling Lip Sync version 1. Next, instead of uploading a brand new video, simply select one of the videos you've already generated in OpenArt. Then upload the matching audio segment for that section. For the speaking style prompt, I keep things very simple. I just write, "She is singing the song." That's all I use. Then I click generate. The process doesn't cost many credits. For me, it was around 45 credits inside OpenArt, which is perfectly reasonable. After generation is complete, the video is now properly lip synced to the audio. From here, simply repeat the same process for every section where the character is singing. For sections where the character isn't singing, you don't need to apply lip sync. Once all your clips are finished, you can upscale them inside OpenArt if needed. After that, export everything and assemble the final project inside CapCut or whatever video editing software you normally use. At that point, your AI music video is complete. And that's exactly how I created the AI music video you watched at the beginning of this tutorial. Starting with a simple idea, we use the Claude skill to develop the concept, generate lyrics, create a style sheet, produce AI music, build a consistent character, design the visual world, generate the video clips, and finally apply lip syncing to bring everything together. The important thing is that each stage feeds into the next stage, creating a complete workflow from music creation all the way to the finished AI generated video. If you found this video helpful, make sure you like the video and share it with a friend. And if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comment section below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Lights out.